Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on a 6x12 scrapbook double-page spread titled See the World. I'll be scrapping a number of photos, and I'm working with a digital scrapbook kit, Globetrotter, by Heather Roselli from Sweet Shoppe Designs. I'm also using stamps and dies like the Daisy Days metal cutting dies or the stamps from the Tim Holtz set chapter 3. So I've prepared a bunch of paper strips. So what I do is I create this page basically in Silhouette Studio, then clip my papers to it, then cut everything out. And I actually don't really use my Silhouette to cut out just simple paper strips and stuff like that, because those are easy enough to quickly trim by hand. I would use more complicated things to use my Silhouette with. So like I said, I'm just putting these paper strips down, and I'm starting with one page, and then I'll be aligning the other page to the first page that is already done, so that when you put the two pages together, everything will line up well, because at some point I plan on putting this into a mini album where the pages obviously will go together. So, but see, now I'm actually working on making sure the two pages are lined up so that I can put the paper strip in exactly the same place as with the other page, just making sure once more. And then once I have done one strip, then it's easy to do the others, because you just have to put them against the one strip. But I guess I'm still making sure that it still lines up with the other page. So I've done it both ways, where I work on this page then separately, or where I continue working with both pages aligned, just to make sure everything is properly aligned. So this is the first part, and each paper that I use has roughed up edges, because I find that it gives everything quite a bit more contrast than just putting down the flat paper onto the page. And then I'm ready to assemble the photos, and I'm making sure that two of the large photos will go on the one page, and then I'll pay attention to where the third photo will go. And so what I did was I paid attention to where that paper goes in relation to the background, to the patterns in the background. And you see, I put that photo down just to make sure that really this one the photo doesn't go across to the middle line of the two pages, the dividing line between the two pages, because I don't want to cut through this photo. And so as I was gluing it down, I had to pay attention where exactly I had to put down this piece of paper to make sure that everything has enough space on either side of this paper. So that's one of the tricky things when there's only so much space you have on a pattern paper, and you still want the patterns to show, but you also want it to work with the photos and stuff. So there's some measurement that goes into these pages. Even though I don't use a ruler normally, there's still I put things, set to put together the layout so that I know. And then I can start with the embellishing. So I'm still making sure here, before I start gluing down, I put this paper strip through the middle there to make sure that this is where the middle line will be, and where the pages will be cut apart, so that none of the photos go on to the other page and will have like a tiny strip that needs to be cut off. So I'm doing the same again with the other side, making sure that this paper strip aligns exactly with that cut line, or that line, that division, that separation between the two pages there. And I also have to make sure that the photos do line up with each other as well, which the photo is covered obviously behind, so I had to take it off and move it a little bit, that's paper strip, to make sure that the photo would also be aligned like flush at the top and the bottom. That's what I'm paying attention to here. So I'm paying attention to that middle line as well as the other photos that need to be aligned. So then I can arrange the other elements. This is a stamp, and it comes with a collection, but then I used my Tim Holtz, like one of the Tim Holtz collections that I have comes with a stamp set. I think it's the letter. I'm not even sure what it's called. It's from the Chapter 3 collection, I think, and there's a bunch of sets, die-cut sets, and so one of them has a letter, postal services kind of, and so I used that. When I printed this, I kind of measured to make sure that that would match that stamp, so that it could be just die cut, but still have the correct size for the metal die there. So that's easy to do in the silhouette because you can size everything exactly by I use the metric system, so by millimeters and centimeters, and so that works just very nicely in silhouette because what it prints out exactly the size that you really need. I do that a lot even with my circles, because a lot of times I have circles on my pages, and then I use my circle dies to cut those out. And so obviously I want the paper, I don't want to waste too much print, so I don't want to, or ink, so I don't want the circle to be too big, but I want it to be pretty much exactly so that I have just a tiny bit of extra room around the circle, though often enough the circle doesn't die cut perfectly. So here are some of more of the embellishments that come with a kit. All these word art pieces and things, they come with this digital scrapbook kit by Roselli, which I'm pretty sure is already retired. It's an old kit. I have a lot of old scrapbook kits that I am using now for my print, so digital to print projects these days, and so I'm having fun. I used to work with these as a digital project, and now I'm turning these into actual paper projects, which is also a lot of fun. So here are a few more flowers that I'm sure I die cut. Either I die cut or I had a punch for them, and so just to give a little more of a clustering. But as this is just a 6x12, which means 2 6x6 pages project, there's not too much that I want to put on the pages because there's really not that much space on my pages there, and so I try to not make things so overwhelming with embellishments and all that. So now this page is done, and I'm ready to flip it to the back side where I can use that line to cut through the page, and this is my page done. I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Consider subscribing, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.